Hello, lovely loves. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to start out with this tuning fork. I saw it. Let me make sure I'm on. And I am. So I wanted to get on today and to talk about idol worship and what really is the idol that we are worshiping. Because you see a lot in religions, and you know, as I mentioned before in a previous video, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, which is a very Christianity type religion. It's one of those biblical religions that really teaches you that you're just like, you know, it's kind of like idolatry is this thing where you're worshiping a false god, but you have to worship the correct God, not the false God. And it's just all really convoluted and has nothing to do with anything really, because ultimately none of that's even, like, the idol is the object period, the just any object. But the main object that I wanted to talk about, that is the main object that we worship, is what we think of as ourselves. It's our body. Our major idolatry worship that we would even be caught up in is the worshiping of this as being me, of this who I really am. Obviously, we can say, oh, it's beyond your body. But when you are in a state of where you just identify with, that's it, you know, this body is it, that's when you get into idol worship. So, and what is the pitfalls of having an idol worship, or of worshiping this? And what is worshiping really? I'm going to look up the word, because it's the feeling of reverence and adoration for a deity. A show of reverence and adoration and honor of. And a lot of times people will say, you know, I am God. And this is true. We are all extensions of God. So this is ultimately true. But when you start to identify with yourself as what you look like in the mirror, that is who you are just this image, you're worshiping yourself as an idol. Then you're participating now in idolatry. And there's a difference between participating in idolatry, meaning now this is it, and I'm worshiping this, and I am this God, and you know, oh, look at me, I'm so cute, I'm so pretty, I'm so beautiful, and this is it, this is like, worship this, you know. There's that, and then there's just realizing that this is a communication device, and the symbols that you're using to communicate with just so happen to be the body that you're in, and whatever else you're using to communicate, the words that you're using, the tone of your voice, the essence of you that you put out there is what you're using to communicate with, but it is not who you are. And when you start to get attached to it to the point where this is who you are, this is idolatry. And it has nothing to do with you bowing down to a statue. Although some people do bow down to statues. And doing that is just trying to give away your power as much as you can. Because this is what you do when you see yourself as unworthy. You're so unworthy that now you want to worship this image of this thing that is beyond you. But more or less today, oh, I don't even know if this is working. It says stream health. It says it's good, but it looks like it's not. That's why I don't like watching myself on camera. Because it's like live. And then I look at the screen and it's like, turn. But my whole point is just that the idol worship is the worshiping of your body and thinking of your body as who you are. When in reality, you're much more beyond that. So if the image of you ends and begins with your body, then you're participating in idolatry. And most of us, on some level, are. But other than that, I just also wanted to say that we're much more than our bodies. And we know this on a level, we know this. But on another level, we see how communication is easier when you feel like you have it, you look a certain way. And it's more about the confidence that you permeate and that you exude when you do happen to look a certain way. More so than it is about you needing to be a specific way. Because if you can be confident in whatever way you are, you'll be able to get more in touch with the communication that you are to be doing. Because we're all doing it regardless of if we want to or not. We're all doing it all the time. But when we can focus on it to the point where this is now our main focus, this is now what we want to do, and we want to do it for the greatest good, you allow yourself to focus, and then you're guided in ways that will improve the form that you're in, so that it's able to communicate better in the way that you want to communicate. And it may not be that you're going to get this perfect in your mind what a perfect beach body looks like, which is totally different depending on whoever you are, male, female, whatever. It just might be the way that you will come across to others, which is totally beyond the words that you can use to describe something, because it's a feeling that they will get when they're in your presence. And in a way, it's part of it is how you look on a physical level, because the calm that comes with you is also associated with how you physically look on a superficial level. Because superficially, when they first see you, what they first see is your physical appearance. What someone first sees is your physical appearance. But what someone feels goes way beyond that. And how then they react to you goes way beyond just how you personally look. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Just how idolatry is really, it's a trick that you like to think it means this statue or this thing that's out there, when really it's just the identification that you have as being just flesh and blood that's going to pass away and die and just, turn to dust, thinking that you are dust, I am this clay, I am this dust. No, you form the dust, you form the clay, you create all of these things, but these things are not you. So it's just getting past being caught up in this identification with the dust and letting yourself realize that, yeah, you're communicating with the dust. You're in the dust. You're flowing through the dust. But you can also blow the dust. So, yep, that's it. That's all I wanted to get out. Later, loves. Bye.